I am pleading with
Ja Morant.
as a father. Stop this. Stop this. We all know
That you're not really gangster like that. Ja Morant recently got in trouble for doing the gun gesture sign against the Miami Heat the other day, and the NBA ended up finding him $75,000. And former NBA player Spencer Haywood decided to give his thoughts on this situation going on with Ja Morant.
I'm so disappointed in Ja Morant.
Yeah, what do you think about that? And last night he's asked a question about it, and he does it again. You know what I'm saying? He does it again. He doesn't
He's
care.
arrogant. He don't care, and the people that are around him are not advising him right. He's ruining his career. He's ruining his family's, life, and the team. Most importantly, his team. He's letting them all down. So I'm just disappointed in Ja. I know him.
Well, what do you think about this? There's a lot. Some people are saying, "Hey, well, it's no different than when all the players do this when they shoot a three." It's kind of the same.
Yeah, but that's ice in your vein. And if you've been caught with a gun and you're walking around saying, "Hey," it's a different world.
So it's particularly for him different. You think?
It's not different. He never should do that.
Yeah.
If you've been suspended for doing it,
Right.
and you've been suspended for having a gun,
Yeah.
and then you're pointing a gun at Golden State, at Draymond, and the rest of them,
Yeah.
there's no excuse, bro.
Any message to John?
My message to Ja, as I told you before, whatever you do, just calm it down, play basketball, and I'm probably going to go to Memphis to speak with him because the league probably Adam want me to start going around to talking to those guys because, without me going to the Supreme Court, they would not be where he is. This is a multi-business corporation, and a lot of young kids are looking at you. People are like saying, "Hey, man, how can we be like him?" You're setting a bad example, John. You're better than this, and I know you. So he's so much better than this.
Yeah. Do you think he gets it together and ends his career like one day, like on where no one's even talking about this stuff?
Yeah, well, he will. He'll pick himself up, but if you don't mess around, because now the streets are talking, and when the streets are talking, somebody in the street might say, I think I can take him. He's out at the club or something. I think I can take him.
And I hope you have a good talk with him. And
I will.
That's amazing that you would even do that because, you said, it's good. It's great for the
retired players because that's where our pension is involved. See, those players don't realize what the effect that any effect of what they do affects us, the guys who built this league.
Right.
So they got to be careful.
And he's right. Ja Morant really needs to be careful because a lot of kids do look up to him. And the reason the NBA is going so hard on him is because of his past antics. That's why it's understandable why they're going so hard on him, because of those situations. And right now, as I make this video, right now is not the best time for y'all to be having this situation going on. Because not only have your coach been fired, but y'all are number 8 in seeding right now. Like, y'all are almost at the bottom. And at one point, y'all were at number 2, which is crazy to think about. It's crazy how, and I know it's like very tight from 5 to 8, but it's still crazy to me how y'all went from number 2, like, to a team like, oh, okay, they might actually do something this year, to now a team like, what are y'all doing now? It's like, are y'all just this team that are good in, the regular season, and then y'all fall apart when it gets to playoffs? Is that it? And then having this situation with you, being the top story about, hey, stop doing this gun gestures. And they warned you before not to do it. And you still did it in that Miami game. But you didn't care. And you should already know as a fact, if they're warning you about doing something and they're telling you, hey, Ja, we know you're just trying to do a little celebratory, move, like icing your veins and all that stuff. But you're doing a gun gesture here, which got you suspended for a long time. You do remember that, right? So we're just gonna warn you about doing this. And you proceed to just go to the next game, finger gun up. Like bro was ready and loaded with every gun finger he had. Bro went to the game already with his pistol gun ready, already loaded and everything, which is crazy to think about, bro. And then I know a lot of people online can make the argument like, well, all these other guys are doing the finger gun things well. Are they gonna get in trouble as well? Well, no, they're probably not, because Ja Morant was being for real with the guns and stuff. That's why they were suspending him. And I was sitting here thinking to myself when I saw that notification about Ja Morant getting, fined $75,000 because he did that gun gesture to the Miami Heat. And I was thinking, did y'all not see what happened in the game after that? When Brandon Brzezinski legit did the same thing in the Lakers versus Golden State game? Because that was a national televised game as well. So I was wondering, what y'all gonna do? Because he was on fire from three, and he did the whole, legit did the whole gun gesture. I mean, look at Draymond looking at him. Y'all see it. So I was thinking to myself, was he gonna get fined as well? Or just Ja Morant? Because people could make the argument so NBA, y'all just gonna say something about Ja Morant doing it? Which, again, is understandable. But what about the other guys doing it? Can they just get away with doing it? I don't know, that becomes a question at some point. Would it be what are y'all gonna say about that? Or is it just strictly Ja? Because of that past actions he's done. Which we can understand, yeah, you're trying to make an example out of him. And you gotta remember, I know the NBA stands for National Basketball Association, but you gotta remember, the B also stands for business, which they don't want Ja Morant to make their business look bad because it makes people think, oh, y'all promoting, guys having guns. Y'all think that's a cool thing to do for these little kids to watch y'all and be like, oh, look at these guns. And the reason, again, they're going so hard on him because it's past antics. But I do hope Ja Morant is able to turn it around. He hasn't been getting in trouble the last, I'll say 1 to 2 years, ever since those gun situations. Because even when that gun situation was happening, he had other stuff going on that involved getting into a fight with some teenager, his family getting into fights and stuff at basketball games. So the fact that died down really quickly and him doing his finger gun things getting put in the spotlight now is bringing back that attention back to when, I was making people think about, when he did these gun antics, trying to act like, that fake gangster and all that. Because it's going to make people think, you still haven't learned from your lesson that happened a couple years ago. It's making you think, you didn't really care because you were still making money, not just, even though you weren't playing, you made money probably from Nike and other stuff. So you probably didn't really care that much. But again, I really do hope, Ja Morant does turn it around because, he's one of my favorite players to watch. And he has a lot of kids that look up to him. And at the end of the day, like I said, the NBA is a business. If people don't like what you're doing in their business, guess what? They're going to fine you, suspend you, and if you start doing more stuff, they're going to probably at some point just blackball you out of the league. You got to think about that, Ja. All that money you making, why you out here trying to be fake gangster? I get it, it's just some celebratory, move you just do, but you got to remember your past. You got to remember that at the end of the day. But y'all tell me y'all thoughts about this. What y'all think is going to happen with Ja Morant? Y'all think he's going to keep doing this, finger gun thing? Or if anyone else is going to get in trouble by it? Or just going to be him if he keeps doing it? Well, y'all know here, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch y'all in this video. Peace.